Hey everyone, welcome back. I had to pick up a part today and I figured I might as well take a video. I'm replacing the door weather strip right here. I have already done the driver's side, so we're going to do the passenger side. It's pretty straightforward to do. This is your seal right here. Of course it runs, let me actually show you here. It actually runs all the way around and down to the bottom right there. So to replace it, it's pretty straightforward. It's one of the easiest things you can do, but you do have to remove a couple of trim pieces. So the first trim piece you have to remove is this kick plate that goes right here. So on this kick plate, back in here, right there, there is a little pin. Where is it? Right there. Looks like that. You're going to pry that out. I heavily recommend the use of a trim removal tool. They're not very expensive. I'd get one if I were you, but you know, that's just my opinion. You can get it out with a screwdriver if you're careful, but you don't want to break it. So you have to pull that pin out that's back there. And then on this kick plate, there is right here, and well, it's supposed to be right there. I broke it, but you know, you got to be careful because they are easy to break. But there is a clip right here, and there's supposed to be a clip right down here. And that bottom clip is right there, and that top one goes in right here, I believe. And what you want to do is pull that pin out, and you want to pull this kick plate straight back towards you. And you also want to make sure that your bottom, well, your kickboard, that'd be your sill plate actually. You want to get your sill plate out of the way, and then you can pull that kick plate right out, just like that. So to get the door sill plate out of the way, there's just, you know, some snaps and some in there. Just come in here and pull up on it. They'll pop out. I wouldn't start on the end and just rip it. You pop one out, I'd move down and get your hand under there and pop them out that way. And you want to run the whole length of this all the way back here to the rear door. Please pardon my shadow. You want to be careful because right here on the sill plate, it runs underneath this trim piece for the seat belt. So you want to make sure you get that out of there carefully. So those are the first two that you need to remove. The last piece you need to remove is this trim piece right here. It pulls straight down to come out, and it's probably full of dirt. I know mine was. And it goes right up in here. Let me get you in there so you can see. It goes right up in here, right there, and right back in here somewhere. And it pulls straight down, and it is in there really good. So you got to make sure you're pulling nice and straight down on it. If you're really smart, you can come in with a trim tool, and I'll show you in a minute. On the piece, there's a slot back here. You can come in with your trim tool to the inside and pull down on it like that to pop it loose. Just be careful. You don't want to break that. And then when you get this off a T40 Torx bit, you're going to want to loosen these screws that holds your top striker on. You don't need to take the striker off. You just got to loosen those screws so that the door seal will come off like that. And that's all that door seal does, is just come right off. And right here on this trim piece, the way it sits on is like that. So when you go to take it off, you take your trim tool, you can maneuver it in there like back here and then pry like that. And that should pop it down without breaking it. You got to remove all that in order to get your seal off. And then to get your seal off, I mean, like I said, it's pretty easy. You just come in here and you pull it, and it's dusty. And then you just come in here and you pull it out just like that. Then you throw it on the ground. All right, so your new door seal, I got this from Rock Auto because I get everything from Rock Auto. The part number is KF3044. That's going to be a Fairchild brand. And this part number, what they're going to send you is 2 door seals. One for the driver, one for the passenger. They're what's the word I'm looking for? Ambidextrous. They work for both sides. So it doesn't matter, you know, there's not like a right side and a left side. They're the same seal. And they send you 2 in the package. And you want to be careful when you're ordering these, because if you have the extended cab pickup, like I do, you're going to want the seal that is 212 inches. You're going to want to make sure that each of these seals is 212 inches, because that's going to give you, well, it's going to give you about that much extra, which is about 2 or 3 inches on these 212-inch seals, that's how much extra you're going to get, and that's fine. You can cut that off. It's not hard. But there's another option they have that is 168 inches, and they say it fits this model of pickup. Is you got to be careful. You don't want the 168-inch one. You want the 212-inch one. Now, if you have a pickup or an excursion where you have, you know, your passenger door, and then you have that pillar right here, that door pillar, and then you have another door, then you could probably get away with the 168-inch one. Probably. I don't know that for a fact. But I know on this extended cab pickup where this is all open right here and there's no body pillar or door pillar, you got to get the 212-inch seal. You just want to make sure of that. Both of these seals cost me just over $50, I think. No, it was like, that's closer to 60, but let's just call it $60 for both of these seals, and that's not too bad. So to put your seal back in, if I can get it out of the bag here, throw the bag back there. So your seal, give me an end here. All right, so to put your seal on, it looks like that when you're facing it straight on. There's a lip right here that's curled around. See that? That goes to the inside of your vehicle, okay? And this part right here that's springy, that circular part, that goes to the outside. So, and I can't, well, I suppose I can. So when you install your seal, you're going to want to come down here approximately where it was centered last time, and right here where my thumb is at, you'll see there's some metal in there. Those are just wires to help it crimp, and you just want to pop it on there just like that. And get this situated here, and you just want to go around with your seal and press it onto the frame. Make sure everything's good, you know. I'm doing this one-handed, so cut me a little slack. And you just want to make sure you press it on there, right on that ridge right there is where you want everything. And you just want to put it on there and press it in place. And then this is where it gets really fun. When you get to your trim pieces like this, you got to make sure that that seal is flattened out like that. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm doing my best with the camera here. So you want to make sure your seal's flattened out. Let me get some more on here real quick, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You just want to, you know, just help press it on there. It shouldn't be too bad. Those wires in there are just going to help this grip. And that box is just being a pain in the butt. And you do have to be careful. I mean, once you get the whole thing installed and it's not peeling off, it should be fine. I'll try and actually show you guys what I'm doing. And then, see, this is why you have to loosen that striker there on the top, so that you can fit it around everything. Just like that. Keep the camera up. And then you just keep going. Make sure everything is pressed in. And once you've got it set to where it's not like hanging down and starting to peel off the top, it'll stay there. It doesn't seem like a very tight fit. It doesn't have to be. You could use Weatherstrip adhesive if you really wanted to. I don't recommend it. I mean, it's going to be your vehicle. You do whatever you think is best. I don't see any reason to use Weatherstrip adhesive, because my thought is, if I ever have to take this off, and I do mean ever, the last thing I want to do is fight all that damn Weatherstrip adhesive. All right, so when you get it down back to the center like this, you could just take, I mean, really anything. You could probably take a razor blade and just cut it off and make it, you know, so it's like pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? So that everything's close together. You don't want a big gap down here, but if you got a little bit of one, it's not the end of the world, because you got that door sill plate that's going to cover everything, you know. So what I'm talking about with this lip on this seal is you want to come through with your finger and you want to flatten that seal out like so, so that it looks like it did on the old seal. And it's a bit of a pain when you get up here to the squishy stuff, the trim and the cowling for the roof. Ooh, mind my hand. But you just want to flatten that out as best you can and keep it flat. That's going to help it seal better. I know I've been a little jerky with the camera here, and just be careful when you start running your finger along like that. It'll start to burn pretty quickly, so you could get away with using a screwdriver or something. Just don't make it anything sharp, you know. And then before you put all your pieces back on, just come around here and make sure everything's pressed in good and that it's engaged good, because, okay, see right here, that's not pressed in good. And we got to make sure it is. So what you may have to do after you get it all on, you may have to take some of it off and adjust it and pull it back and press it on, and then make sure it's all tight. You're not trying to pull it tight as much as you are just press it on and make sure that it's pressed onto that metal lip evenly around here. You don't want to come into a corner and be able to press on that seal and have it give. You want it snug up against that metal lip. Once you have all of that done, tighten your door striker plate back up. Put your top striker trim piece back on. Put your kick plate back on, which you just shove it up in here and then put that pin back through there. And then your door sill plate, just line it up. Make sure you get it underneath this trim piece here. And then just push it back together. And then you're done. You got a brand new door seal on your door. And should work a lot better then. I know it's working a lot better on mine. The old seal, and it's hard to tell on this. It doesn't necessarily look bad. Let me get a chunk of it here. It doesn't look bad. The passenger side always fares better than the driver's side. I might hang on to this seal. You never know when that's going to come in handy. But then again, I might throw it away. You never know. But these new door seals, they're not super expensive. I mean, there are more expensive things you could buy for this, but this is an easy way to help your vehicle seal up a little bit better. Now, if you are the type of person that wants to come out here and replace this seal that runs along the frame, I think Rock Auto has those, but I am not ambitious enough to replace that seal because I think this does require Weatherstrip adhesive, and I'm not interested in getting into that right now. These new door seals here, right here, will be just enough to keep this thing sealed up a little bit longer. So if you were ever interested on how to change your door seals, that's how you do it. You should be able to infer how to get it done from my erratic camera angles and things of that nature. So that's all I had for you guys today. I've done a bunch more work on this pickup, but I have not had time to film it. It's just, you know, I had a couple hours to come out and work on it, and so I just got it done and moved on. But, you know, I'll try and remember to make some videos on that in the future. But for now, weather stripping, important. It's all done. I'll let you guys get back to it, and, well, I'll catch you later.